Hello. Oh, that's just perfect. I wasn't sure that you would appear directly in it. How are you doing, Nico?
It's good. I'm good. Happy to be there. It's been too long since our last stream together. So
way too long. How are you doing, Dashari? Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone. Yeah, it's been. I think the last one was 2 months ago, something like this.
Yeah, end of March.
End of March. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's about right. So yeah, I mean, stuff happens. That's what we can say. And yeah, so I think one of the elements to start with, we crossed the 3,000 followers. It's huge. I mean, I was quite happy to see that. I think we crossed it last night, so it was kind of a great timing in between. No?
Yeah. I mean, we were very close to it, and Twitch tends to round numbers up. So when you're getting close to 3K, it starts telling you, hey, it's kind of 3K.
Yeah. So.
But now we're.
When I was looking at it, I could see on the dashboard that it was saying 2,900 something, and so I didn't celebrate at that time. But when I looked it up just now, it was like 3,005. So I believe happened most probably in between yesterday and today, or something like this. So quite happy about it. So yeah. So I think we'll get started very soon. Thanks a lot for the follower ratio. Appreciate it. And yeah, we'll get started very soon. There is one thing I want to mention before we start. In the new stuff that we've been adding here specifically, you can actually collect channel points to get discounts on actual Alicia subscription. So I'll let you explore that. I just wanted it to drop it there. But if you are hanging out or just lurking on the channel while it's open 24/7, basically you'll be able to collect those and redeem those discounts on the channel directly. So just one thing to say. So do you want to start out, Nico?
Sure. The way we usually do it is we start with what we've been working on and what we've released since the last update. So since March 24th. So like a good 2 months to cover. We have, of course, many items, but I'll start with text-to-speech. So it's an integral part of Alicia now, and she's very happy to have her own voice. And so one of the, I would say, or favorite type of voices are the pro voices. And so since the last update, we've added 7 new pro voices. So some are, I would say, more regular type of voice that usually are, well, I think we have a few Spanish, a
few more Spanish,
English,
yeah,
few French voices. And we also added some kind of archetype or impersonation voice, one from wrestling commentator type, one from inspired from a Borderlands character. So we have lots of different new voices for everyone to explore. We've also added free Provost trials for our users because we realized, well, if you didn't try Provost before, you could not know, hey, is it for me or not? So now, if you haven't redeemed your Provost trial yet, you can at any time give you Pro Voice for free for a week, and then you can decide, do I want to keep Pro Voices or not? And the last thing regarding TTS is we've done a lot of changes on how we process TTS on the dashboard and the app. And so the idea is to have an expiry system for messages. So if it's been like a while since she's been trying to say a message and didn't go through, she will discard it instead of like coming back to something that was said 2 minutes ago. We have more reactive as well.
Do you want me to
more reactive to when you were? if you want to give more details,
Yeah.
you touched it more than me.
Yeah, I'll jump on it. So yeah, one of the big elements we've done with the new TTS is actually having some cooldowns between the detection of when you're speaking and when you start speaking. Sorry. So it's something we realized last time when we were doing more testing about it. It's you start talking to Alicia and then you stop talking and see. You will have this back and forth where she's trying to say something, but you didn't really stop talking. It was just a small break. So we added more cooldown to make this kind of conversation a bit more smooth in the interaction. And this is one of the big elements that changed the way the TTS is interacting with the two options that you have. The fact that she's waiting for you to stop speaking before starting to speak, or the fact that she's going to stop speaking when you start speaking over her voice. So those two settings are in the voices page that you can enable, disable as much as you want. But I would really recommend, if you tried it before, to try it again now, because those have changed quite a lot since. And we also added a way for you to actually see the status of the TTS. So on the Go Live page, you have a small indicator telling you that if it's actually active, so if it's working, if you have message that has been queued, so message waiting for you to actually stop talking to be played directly vocally. You have also an indication if it has been interrupted, so started to talk and then basically just stop talking at some point. And obviously if it's disconnected, so if you see that disconnection, maybe you just know why you can't hear her voice or anything. So that those information have been added directly on the dashboard, specifically on the Go Live page. So that's something to try out. You should see that beside the join button. So you should see a small TTS information. Hello, Teacher Chris. Welcome in. Nice to see you.
Yeah. I'll keep going with the admin users. So we redid the whole admin user section, moved it to its own section actually on the My Account page, and so changed the whole way of adding admin users, seeing who are your admin users and these kind of things, and make it easier to invite new admin users. We know it's a features that sometimes a bit ignored, and we want it to be used a bit more, especially as we also have plans for it for the multi-guest mode, which we'll talk about later in the in the discussion.
And I'm just reading a Teacher Chris message. It's definitely something we can explore. We've been talking about this kind of custom message in between, so sorry for that. So that's something we could definitely look into at some point to see how we can make it even smoother on this interruption. Yeah. If you tried it, I think it has been the revamped TTS has been released last week, so I don't know if you had a chance to test it out in between, but if you didn't, begin to know what you think about the new system behind it. So if you test it out, just drop us a message on the Discord for us if you see if it works a bit better, or if you think there should be a bit more like cooldown on some aspects. So all of that. Obviously, there is this kind of linking sentence that could be discussed at some point. On the next one, so we also wanted to talk a bit more about the latest change around the API from Twitch. So some of you know that we had a lot of changes that happened in between February and March about supporting the new API from Twitch to make sure that everything is working, but also working out new performance update for Alicia to make sure that we could actually support the new load and the new system from Twitch. And during this period, since March 2024, we did the latest update on this element. So now everything has been supported from the latest API, and that also opens some doors on what we will be able to do next around announcements and other type of actions that Alicia can do directly on stream. So we'll be talking about that a bit later. And next up I think the biggest one. Uh,
Do you want to talk about Vision? Yeah.
So yeah, I think most of you already know and you've seen the update around that. But we released the vision. Has been a very lasting discussion in the Discord and all the plans that we had for since the beginning of Alicia to be able to bring this final sense in her mouth, where basically we started with Alicia being able to chat in the chat. That's it. Then we started to add ears where she could actually hear the streamer, and now we just added the eyes with the vision coming in. So it took us a bit longer than we expected because one of the elements was we started with a virtual cam, which seemed to be a great solution for that, like easy to do, etc. We tested it out on our end and started to do streaming, and it worked well, so we were super happy. And turned out that when we turned to the experimental club, so where Teacher Chris, for example, was, and still is, sorry, we started to hear a lot of performance issue and people mentioning that it was actually breaking after a few hours, and turned out that the virtual cam is stable on some specific hardware configuration but is not on others. And so to do that and support for more people, we actually put the new direct streaming system where you can actually stream as a multi-streaming platform the vision for Alicia directly, and you could see the feedback directly on the Go Live page. So far it looks like everything is working well on that front, so we're quite happy with it. But yeah, there is always room for improvement, and we are always there to listen to any feedback. So yeah, feel free to reach out or join directly the Discord for to give us your experience with it. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Hello, Lady Clutch. I've seen your message. I'll come back to you.
Cool. Next one is integrations. I think we've been working a lot in terms of making it easy for you to integrate your different tools with Alicia and creating content and resources to, I would say, use our public API to do all these integration with, for example, Lumia, Animaze, Pulsoid, and more. So instead of trying to do only third-party integrations where you click a few buttons and it works, we've also made more video content and then adding that into our integration page so that, well, it's actually easy for you now to do your integrations with your tools. And so we've done, I think it was 7 as well. I think we like it.
I think so, yeah.
Number 7 or 6. I can't count. So we did StreamerBot and Theatre Chris helped a lot with making like the resources and the video for StreamerBot channel point reading with Alicia. We did Lumia Light integrations, so how Alicia can control your lights directly from chat. We did Spotify and YouTube music via Lumia streams. So she's aware of what you're playing, the music you're playing on Spotify and YouTube. Not yet changing or controlling what music is being played. Well,
more on that later.
Yeah. We did a Pulsoid integration video. Like Pulsoid is historically our first integration, and so we finally made a video. I think it was long overdue.
Very long.
It's finally there. And we started doing some resources for the whole VTubing part because we have many VTubers in the Alicia community, so want to make it easier for you to set up a model and link it to Alicia's voice. So we did the first one with Animaze, and we'll have more coming soon.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah. Do you want to do the last one? I think you're more included in this one. Yeah.
And so, last big thing for us, because so there was a whole vision that came in, and so we gave another sense to Alicia, and so we realized we kind of need to do a brain update so that she can use that new sense a bit better and a bit smarter. So we did our first round of improving her overall capacity around messages and dealing with what she's seeing and making sure that she's fun to have around. And so that took us a lot of time and a lot of testing.
Again, thank you for the experimenter for that, because it helped a lot on this.
Experimenters had a lot of fun or experiments.
Yeah, quarks.
Thank you for them. And so it's been really helpful for us because for these kind of updates, which are quite big, it's really helpful to have like people testing it for a while and giving us like feedback, so we can release it in a great state for everyone after.
Yeah, and I think we'll be going for the what's next. I'm wondering if we should start opening maybe to a bit more questions, if there is questions. So if you can start like
Yes, of course.
typing
If you
in
have
chat.
questions, just
Yeah.
type them in chat and we will answer. Yeah.
Yeah, just keep in mind, that's gonna be last. I'm saying that because it's gonna be the last segment. So if you have the question, it's a time to start writing them in chat so we can address them at the end. So, what's next? So we've had the vision coming in, which basically kind of put us in a stage where we're quite happy with Alicia being able to hear, listen, talk, write, and see your stream. And now it was kind of a time for us to also look into expansion outside of Twitch. And some of you, I don't think I've seen a lot, but some of you that I've seen that have started streaming on a different platform. And so some of you might have seen me on TikTok, and we currently have a first experimental version to have on TikTok very soon. We are waiting for the approval right now. We are in review. During the first phase of TikTok, it's gonna be through an invite system, so we'll just get some streamer onboarded that will be testing it out properly, and those who will have basically a control flow of people, because we know the beginning of TikTok is most probably going to be a bit flaky compared to others, so we'll need to do that. And all the work that we've done towards supporting another platform, specifically TikTok, makes it much easier for us to actually start supporting other platforms like YouTube or Kick. So those are most probably going to follow very soon after TikTok. So just be aware and watch the space on this currently. So we will be talking a bit more about TikTok in the next weeks, and then the rest is going to come in on this. I think so. I'll do the other one. The two other one. I'll let you do the two others, or Nico.
Yeah. You go. Which one do you want to talk? Talk about what you want to talk. And
Okay. Another one which we have been testing out and got first results that actually worked fairly well. It was a fun experiment, which I'm going to talk to you about. We started to implement the Alicia's actions. So basically, what Alicia can really do on your computer directly, like live when you are actually streaming. For this, we've been doing a lot of experiments. I've had a first hybrid version working last week around this, and tested it out with very simple commands or actions behind it, specifically asking Alicia to reload my gun when I was playing Counter-Strike, which was quite fun to do. It's really opening a lot of different chain of actions that we will be able to do around this, but also having like this type of actions directly on the computer that really helps to do even more integration that we want Alicia to be having there. So that's another really big field that we are working on and researching about. So that's another one. And I'll go for the last one, and then I'll let you go on.
Sure.
The other one is something we've also done some experiments, so we know it works, but we want to polish it. We have a third-party integration with Atom. So if you are Atom users, you might start to see some content from us about that. We're still discussing about how we want to build the actions around that. And currently it's still in refinement process, but as soon as it is ready, we will be communicating about that. No. Hello, Dr. Dipsmack.
Yeah. And so the other thing that is in progress right now and being tested by our beloved experimenters, I don't know what we would do without them, honestly, is the phase 2, what we call the phase 2 of the brain update, which is as I was saying before, like the phase one was making sure her brain can manage the vision and make sure that she says interesting stuff in our message or cool. And the phase two is more about her decision making whenever she wants to speak. Because the way Alicia works and decides to speak is you talk to her, she will answer, and then she will participate on her own when she wants to in chat. And so for this whole part, she decides, and so there's a whole thought process that goes into deciding if she wants to speak and what kind of things she may want to say. And so we're doing like an update to that again to make her smarter. And so that's what's being tested. It's been ongoing for a while because it's I would say it's a very sensible part of the project. And so if it goes wrong, Alicia will be silent or speaking too much or sometimes saying things that are not interesting. So it takes some time to figure out the right calibration so that she's sometimes more vocal when she should be and be more quiet when she also doesn't have anything interesting to say.
Just one question I want to address from Sir Silla. Yes, we want to do that at some point. It's not yet prioritized in the roadmap, but at some point it will come. So we've looked into how we can do that, and we still have some not research to do about it, but more like how does it work within the actual kind of plan ecosystem, and how do we make it work technically with what's already in there. We know we have limitation where we can't use existing voice from a different users that could be used by someone else on our platform, but we know how we can build the cloning system that could be used as personal voices on your end. So we will come to that, but currently it's not yet prioritized.
I mean, it depends on what kind of voice. If you tell me, can I clone my voice, and you were happy to share it with everyone else, there's the kind of things we already...
Yeah, we already do that. But or maybe I didn't really understood the question. Yeah.
Because I'm reading the voice cloning part, and we do voice cloning already, so it's more about what kind of voice.
Yeah.
It's the kind of private voice that we don't have yet.
Yeah. I got stuck on the personal voice, which to me was kind of private. But yeah, we do voice cloning.
I would say easier thing is send me a DM and we can chat.
And I think you joined the Discord today, right, Cecilia?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just drop us a DM. I think Nico will be there to answer you, and we can look it up and see how it can work.
Do you want to answer Theatricus' question?
Or do you want to go? Up to you.
Sure, I can give you some updates. So, with all the work we've been doing on TikTok and supporting new platforms, because I think when we first started being Alicia, we just did for Twitch, and even if we had some ideas that we wanted to be on other platforms, the whole way we wrote the code was it works only for Twitch. And so we had to take a lot of time to actually make it work for other platforms and live streaming platforms. And so now that's why we have now Twitch and TikTok that will work together or alongside. And so with all the time we spent in making that work, we want to use that work to push YouTube and Kik, which will take a lot less time to bring compared to TikTok. So we feel like it's a better course of action to finish the whole live streaming aspect before we move to this new beast that's Discord, because it's not live streaming. There are other things that we want to do around community management there that we want to take some time to think
properly
and make it right. So we're taking a bit of a detour and do some of the live streaming platform we maybe thought about doing later this year. Do it now, and then once it's out of the gate, we can focus on Discord.
Yeah.
100%.
I think one of the elements you most probably add up on this is what has changed on the initial roadmap for us, where basically one of the focus we had was to have TikTok and then Discord. This would have been easier without the API change we had in the middle from the Twitch platform. So in basically February, March, which kind of delayed a lot on that work. The work we had on TikTok was a bit delayed through what Nico explained. And the initial planning for us was to have YouTube and Kick in September, December, like around that period of time.
Yeah, September. Yeah.
And so what we realized is that by bringing back or by bringing in YouTube and Kick straight after TikTok, for us it means that less context switching as well on the development side. Basically, we did TikTok, so everything we've done for TikTok, we just have to adapt it for other platforms. And when those are basically all supported, we can start switching context and move towards this really community management part. That's basically it. Did we miss anything on the...
long story short, Discord is a bit delayed.
Yeah. Yeah. You talked about the tubing platform, right?
The VTubing platform, you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't, but I can. Yeah. So
No, I can. Yeah, I was just asking. It's my brain being slow. That's all.
Yeah, it's... we mentioned we want to do more VTubing stuff and more VTubing related resources to make it easy to plug your model with Alicia. And so we started with Animaze, and we have 2 more platforms/technologies that we have coming. First one is VTube Studio, and so the idea is to provide the same kind of guidance we did with Animaze, and so have your model being synced with Alicia's voice. And the other thing is same thing for PNG tubing, and so you have your model can tie to Alicia and basically works. So that's the plan for us. Hopefully soon.
It's a matter of filming it. So yeah, quite a lot on this. That's a very, very good point, Oka Gaming. I think this is part of something we actually didn't re-talked about. It's a multi-guest. So that's something we're still looking at. We are already... Basically, we have the multi-guest system in place, but we want to polish it and make sure that it works the way we want. And the thing is, we haven't finished it or polished it to actually release. But the actual shared chats is really something we want to address and sooner than later. One of the things we are currently discussing internally about it is how do we want to proceed based on those kind of 2 instances of Alicia in one chat because of the shared chat, who basically takes the priority, or how do we prompt the 2 users, like, okay, do I want my Alicia or do I want their Alicia to be joining? And how do we build the fact that the Alicia staying in chat is going to listen properly to both streamers at the same time rather than just one of them? So it's a full scope, and we really want to actually make sure that we're not missing anything about it. So it is one of the elements we want to work on. If you are actually interested in, I'd recommend joining the... I think you are on the Experimental Club, right? I can't remember if you're... But you are. So, yeah, just stay there and we'll be communicating about it, for sure.
I think the whole shared chat has been something on our minds since it was released.
Yeah.
I know there are funny moments where Alicia speak with herself, kind of. But yeah. Oh, and she reads her names as Restream. Yeah. Restream also, it's the kind of things where... Because, when people stream on multiple platforms, with Restream it's types of names, so it's kind of... Yeah. I think it's things we have to think about, and that will come to us with when we start having Alicia speaking on multiple platforms, and to make sure that she doesn't talk to yourself from another platform. Yeah, it's something we have on our mind. It's not there yet, but yeah, it's we're aware of it.
Sorry, I'm just answering the message in French, and my brain is struggling. So I'll switch very quickly. Carton Gaming, j'envoie le message, mais mon cerveau, je suis pas sûr d'avoir tout bien écrit correctement. Voilà. Sorry, switching back to English. So yeah, and thank you again, Carton Gaming. That seems like a bit to tackle. Like, yeah, I mean, you already answered all of that, right, Nico?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, sorry, it's end of the day, my brain is struggling on everything. But yeah, I think we covered everything, or is there any other element you wanted to cover?
I think that's it. I think you mentioned the discount code from the channel points.
So
it's always good to talk about it again.
Yeah. One big thing is you have discount code for people like getting some channel points specifically. It's also one thing where lurking on Alicia's channel on the 24/7 channel is supporting us a lot. So yeah, if it could also get or give back in the same time. So if people want to lurk, it supports us. And so if you actually stay there long enough, you have also ways to actually get that back at some point. So yeah, just check out the different redemption points and you'll see how it works. It's most probably gonna be part of the same work, Theatricris. Sorry, I'll read the message on this, but yeah. So Shared Chats had an API update to Allobots to prevent messages from going to both chats. They plan to allow us to decide whether or not to share Alicia's messages in Shared Chat. It's gonna be part of the same type of work. The multi-guest for us is going to cover multi-guest by having people being able to join your stream and having Alicia listening to you, but also the full kind of the full side of the shared chat or multi-guest streaming on Twitch. So all of those elements. We checked out the different ways to post messages. And with the updates, so that's one of the elements we mentioned a bit earlier, the last few updates we did around the Twitch API changes, which most of you have seen the messages Alicia posted at some point saying, if you're using a different display name, the token has expired. This is part of the issue we had with Twitch to get the new authorization as well, to be able to use those kind of new functions. So hopefully everything is pre-sorted out. So now we have the scope, we have the authorization to be using those two different API calls. But yeah, we just need to actually figure out the user experience on the platform on how to decide that. And when this is done, that should be able to happen very soon.
Next step on comments, because with the new Twitch API, she can use /comments, which includes shout out, announcement, timeouts and bans.
Yeah.
So, technically, I think you or me managed to get someone timed out by Alicia in our chats. So,
we did. Yeah. So those are still we have there. So so it's gonna come. We don't. Those are basically things we try out, make sure it works, and we keep it, and we will prioritize them. But because it's not like fully prioritized, we can't give you exact dates, but we know it works. It will come at some point. It's just, we're preparing the ground to be able to do that. One of the elements we basically were talking about when we built this system to redeem codes is that we wanted to do the whisper messages, to actually not put it out in the open, but it was getting like more tricky on which type of permission you need to actually do that. So we just say, okay, it's going to be posted as an announcement in the message, and the fastest get it. so that's currently it for the code. And thank you again for joining on the product update. We'll try to do one a bit most probably in a few, like 6 to 8 weeks or something like this. That's now kind of the
Yeah,
frequency.
probably August. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
August.
But any time, you know where we are. We're on the Discord, so if you have any question, we're always there, or at least we are trying to be always there to answer any of your questions. So feel free to just drop in and surprise raffle. Yeah, thanks Rob for that, definitely, and we'll see you around. So yeah, we'll see you. Anyway, cheers everyone.
See you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.